Miss Danielle here, and I have a word for you. They heard you. Stop arguing with people about what you said and just stand on what you said. So look, the verse for today is 1 Corinthians 16:13, and it reads, "Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong." So my friend, like I said, you may be arguing with people in your life about what you've said, whether it's the boundaries that you set with them or the things that you're going to do. Just stand firm and stand on business with whatever it is in your life that you are wanting to do, or like I said, the boundaries that you set with people, because they heard you. And guess what? They heard you the first time. So many people are wasting a lot of their time and their energy arguing with people about the things that they're gonna do or the things that they want done from the other person. Like I said, people may not be holding up their end of the bargain in your life with the agreement that you have set with them. So it's just so important that you be on guard and you stand firm in your faith. It's important to focus on positivity, focus on growth, focus on motivation. Stop letting negativity control your life or the circumstance or your friendship or your relationships. We got to be positive this year. We got to be courageous. We got to be strong. And we have to be, again, full of courage, because God wants us to be expanding and growing. You may have failed at something one time and you gave up on it. God may be asking you to come back and do it again. Failure doesn't mean that you're disqualified. It just means that you have to try again and do it until you succeed. Some of us may be around people who, again, they don't believe in us. They counting us out. They think that we're not worthy of the things that we're talking about. Some of us, we may be dreamers. You may be dreaming big for something to happen in your life or for God to do something for you this year. My friend, they heard you the first time. It's so many people that may pay attention to you. They may not act like they hear you. They may not act like they see you, but they see you. And because of this, it's important that you, again, stay focused on your goals. Don't let anybody throw you off. Don't let anybody distract you. Don't let anybody rob you of your peace, of your joy, of your happiness. Just stay focused on you. Stay focused on the things that you need to be doing in this season, because God has something big for all of us in store, and God is going to bless you. He's going to bless those of us who have showed up every day, those of us who came to the table, those of us who worked hard, those of us who put aside the things that we were dealing with that was not good for us. He's going to bless that. Just know that they heard you. They heard you the first time. You don't have to fight with people. You don't have to try to get people to understand where you're coming from. You don't have to keep pouring your heart out over and over on the same issues with people, because they heard you. They heard you the first time. And because they heard you the first time, you don't have to deal with it anymore. You can just keep moving forward. You can keep growing. Like I said, some of us, we may be setting boundaries with certain people in our life, whether it's the friendships we have or in a relationship. They heard you the first time. You don't have to keep going over and over and over, sounding like a broken record, telling a person what's wrong with you or what they're not doing right, or, what I'm saying? They heard you the first time. And once you begin to treat people and, deal with people like they heard you the first time, I promise you they might change their behavior. But when you keep, reacting to what they're giving you or not giving you, they'll keep doing it. So just stand on what you say. Like, if you say something, that's what you meant. You don't have to try to sugarcoat it or pull back, or you don't have to do none of that. Just say what you want to say and know that people heard you the first time. God wants us to be confident in our faith. He wants us to believe in him and be almost a little bit delusional about the things that we want. It may be something that you're believing for that's unrealistic. You may think that you are worthy of something that you deserve. You may not be getting it right now, but you just have to keep putting in the work behind whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So if you have a goal to save a certain amount of money, you have to put in the work to not only make that money to save it, but you have to, be disciplined enough to save it. If you have body goals, like you want to get fit or whatever, you got to go to the gym. You got to be in the gym. You got to keep working out. You have to, manage your diet, because taking care of your body is a responsibility, and it's not as easy as you may think. If you have goals for the relationships around you, you got to work on yourself, because you are what you will attract. So if you want to attract a good person to be in a relationship with, you have to be a good person. Some people, they constantly attract the same type of person, and they may not be understanding why, but it may be something that's deeper. If you keep attracting the same type of people in your life, whether they're bad or not what you really want, you have to look at what you got going on in your heart. It may be something that's going on unconsciously. Like, you have to work on yourself, and you have to believe that you are worthy of whatever it is that you are desiring from other people. So if you are believing for a godly relationship in your life, you have to believe that you're worthy for that. And you also need to be a godly person so that you can attract that. If you believe that you don't deserve a man or a woman that you want to be with that's good for you, then you're not going to get that. You're going to keep attracting the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Bonquishas, the Shanae. That's what you're going to attract. So you got to work on you this year. You got to work on the things that you've been struggling with, the trauma that you've dealt with in your life. You have to work on your insecurities. You have to work on your mind and the way that you're thinking and the way that you're perceiving things, so that you can begin to attract, what you really want out of this life, and not continue to get the same results over and over. When you keep getting the same results over and over and nothing changes, they say that that's insanity. Some of us, we may be living in the place of insanity, and God wants us to begin to have peace in our life and actual success. He doesn't want us to keep failing over and over and over and over and again, and keep going through the same thing over and over and over again, and keep repeating ourselves over and over again. He wants us to get it right so that we can learn the lesson and move forward. That's also another thing. Some of us may be going through the same lesson over and over and over. If you're going through something like that, you need to really look at what are you doing and what is happening, so that you can, put the pieces together the right way so that you can move forward. Because God will have you go through the same thing over and over and over again until you get it right. You got to think about the children of Israel. They was in the wilderness for 40 years, and the promised land wasn't that far away, but they stayed there for that long because God wanted them to learn something, and they had to learn it. So there may be something that you have to learn. So my friend, don't put it off. Don't wait. Don't delay. Get it together right now so that God can bless you, so that you can move forward, so that you can get the lesson and keep going. So yeah, just know that it's important to examine the things that are going on in your life, and do your research on things that you may be dealing with mentally and emotionally, and look up how to fix those things, because they are fixable. And again, the people around you, stand on business with them. Don't let them do too much to you, and just know that they heard you. Say what you want and say what you mean, and say what you want to say, because they heard you the first time. So I love you so much. God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow.